Hey Jordan, yeah, we will try the Discord today, but we will start from the YouTube, and somehow later we will try the Discord, and because it is my first time to use the Discord, and I'm not sure I know how to use it, and that's why maybe first I have to go with the YouTube, and then um yeah, you should I think Michael should help you if you want to get into the Discord. And could you please just talk to Michael? All right, guys. We're going to start right now. So I'm going to go through what we learned last week. So last week the first thing is we have to sign up the GitHub, right? So I'm going to GitHub. So in our GitHub, we already create one repository called with the username, your username, .github.io. So you have to name it like in this way for your repository. So your username .github.io, and once we got this repository, it will automatically go to your free website. Like for example, it's going to the GitHub page, like here in this green box. And once you click on the green box, it will go to the website. You just put it into your repository. And what we did is obviously we upload the repository from our local folder, which we created in the few weeks ago. And we have one file called index.html, which is the index.html. So what this file do is once you hit to your website, like for example, somebody just type https George my username.github.io, and you don't have to be /index.html, and by default it will go to the index.html. Like what I mean default is without typing the /index.html, and you just directly go to your index.html. So usually we call this one is the home page or the landing page. So in this landing page, suppose people know your domain and they will go to your landing page, and from the landing page you probably have a lot of links, like button or links, and once you click on the link, you should go to the other page. Like for example, you click on the link and you can go to your about.html or hello.html. Okay, but you don't have to like name it index.html for the other page. For example, if I want to go to hello.html, and what you need to do is just come over here /hello.html, and now you should go to the page called hello.html, this page. So remember that we for the other link, like in the home page, if you want to go to the hello.html, you should have a link to go to the hello.html. So the first thing we are going to do is just create a new page in your local folder, and then we create one button in your home page. And then you will click on that button and go all the way to the new page. And of course, like everybody here, you should already have the GitHub installed. So I'm going to have my GitHub and go to my GitHub. And if you are the person like the command line, and you should use the command line. And since here I think you are already installed the GitHub desktop, it might be much more easier for you to manipulate, because you don't have to remember the command. Like I usually like the command because I just pull up here and I do some GitHub command, like for example like this: git commit and git push. So which is doing exactly what you did in the GitHub desktop. And if you come over here and you see that on this area, and is saying current repository is to my repository is georgezhang.github.io. You're supposed to have the same thing if you log in your GitHub with the your GitHub account, and you should be able to choose the repository you have in over here. And of course, I have the other repository, and I can add them here. But right now, I am working only on this one, and that's why it show up on here. And right now, there's nothing changed in my local, so there's not show up anything. And at the meantime, I'm going to pull up my Visual Studio, and so I'm going to pull up my Visual Studio, but that is the Visual Studio I put in here. So let me just close it. I close this Visual Studio and open it again. And I'm going to open a folder, and you can do it on the file and choose open folder, or in your welcome page under star, and there should be open folder. And you go to desktop. I usually put it in my desktop, but if you are the guy who making a lot of projects, you should have a folder called projects and put it in somewhere in your documents or downloads or whatever you can remember. And you just create a folder and put all your projects inside that folder. But since I am pretty old and I can't remember where should I put it, so that's why I just put it in my desktop. So in my desktop, and there's a folder called exactly named like the repository we create in the github.io. But you don't have to name it the same, but I would like to keep it the same. So I'm going to open this one and just click open. And now I have all the code in my Visual Studio code. All right. And now you should already have something called index.html, and inside this page, and you would have whatever we worked last week, a few weeks ago, and we have of course we have the Bootstrap, right? The Bootstrap from the Twitter, and also we add a whole bunch of the JavaScript by the end of the body. So you have the JavaScript. So first, the library is called jQuery, and the second one is the Popper, and the third one is Bootstrap. So what those libraries do, you might ask? So Bootstrap, of course, because we use the Bootstrap framework to do our UI, right? What I mean is the button and the slide, all these things. So that's why we need the Bootstrap JavaScript here. And since Bootstrap need jQuery, so that's why we have jQuery here. And at the meantime, Bootstrap has some component, like for example, you click on the button and you pop up something. So that's why they have the popper. And also they put the library here. And whatever you put it inside your HTML, and the browser will load all these package once the page browser load up your page. Okay, and if you go through the HTML code, and it just a whole bunch of greater than and less than, and for example for this tab is just greater than and less than, and you put the tab name, and like here is a body. So usually we want to do it perfectly, so that's why the first one we put this kind of thing called doc exclamation doc type HTML, which means this HTML is belong to HTML5 version. Okay, just remember that the first slide they want you to put this one, and a long time back it doesn't look like this. For Microsoft they have the XHTML, and for the other they have the other HTML doc type. But right now everybody just put this one, and it's called HTML5 version 5. Okay, so just if you don't mind, and every time for your HTML, just put this one as your first line, and don't forget that. And for the convention, and we want to put the whole thing inside the HTML, like HTML and the close tag, and we call it close because it's have a / within this greater than and less than, and that's the HTML document. We say is document. But anyway, just wrap it between the HTML, and so people know it was between the HTML. But if you are in my lesson, and most of the time we work on our HTML, we didn't have the HTML document, wrap it your code, and the browser will automatically add it for you, so you don't have to put it there. But for you as the professional developer, and I would suggest you to do exactly what we did here. You should have that HTML to wrap your thing inside the document. And also inside the HTML, you should have a head. So in the head, and we would put the CSS file, which is the style sheet, and which here is linked to the Bootstrap again. So we have the Bootstrap for the style sheet. So remember that every time if you want to use Bootstrap, you have to have the CSS file, and this link, and also by the end of the body, you should put the script file. Okay, so that's how we load the JavaScript package through the script tag, and we also use the link tab to load the CSS. So that's why we can have some beautiful CSS style in your page. And there's one very important metadata tag here, because if you make your page, it won't be scaled in the mobile phone, and so that's why we say string to fit is no, so it always just keep it the same size of your, like the button, it won't scale. And if it looks much more nice in the mobile phone or iPad, but of course it will look nice in the PC or Mac browsers, because it have the really big wide screen. But for the mobile, and you have to put this one to the metadata to set the viewport, because we want it to keep it the same size. And so it will maintain the page size, the button component button size. Okay, and we put a whole bunch of things here. And for example, we put the navigator bar, and which you can see in my project, and like in my project, George. What I mean is this, the pin, the purple pin, this navigation bar, and then you put some name here and some menu here, like this drop down menu, and then you have something like this. And also you can put the search bar or some button over here, and that is the navigation bar. And we put things here so people can click on your menu and go to some other page. And of course we have some button over here and different color, and I just copy paste from the Bootstrap website. But of course you don't need all of them, and most likely you might want to be success button or some danger buttons, warning button, but it's up to you. It's just like different color, and once you need it, you just need to say button, and you have a class, and inside the class usually you need to put two class name, and they are separated by the space. And so the first class name is btn, and which saying it should be looks like a button, and the second one is like btn hyphen secondary or primary success and whatever. So they just for different color for them, and by default they divide like primary is the blue one, and the secondary is the this gray one, and success of course is green, and danger is red, and warning is orange, and info is light blue, and light is just white button, and that is like the black button. And it also can be a link, like this link, and you can make a button looks like a link. What I call link is like this kind of thing. It's an anchor, and of course for the anchor you can just use the A and wrap it within the anchor and give it something like a URL here. So that's why you once you click on the link, it will go through the link and to the other page. And of course we learned something about this arrangement and this layout. This layout is like I have for example I have different column inside a row, and this row and this row, and you can split them like in different size. Like in this column it should be take usually it just take one, like they intentionally break a row into 12 columns. If you say column -6, it will, and this block will take 6 columns, like this one, it will take 6 columns. And if you saying this one, it will be 2, and it will be take 2 columns. And also we learned something about this guy in just the slider, or they said it's carousel. I don't know how to spell that, but it should be just like the slide, and it's just go page image by image, and it's pretty fun. And most of the website will have this kind of beautiful image here, and which is my favorite image, and Cinderella here. And so you might also have your own beautiful homepage with the image. All right, so today we the first thing I want to do is just like in your menu, like the first menu here, we add one menu. So we click that menu, for example, go to about page, the about page, and we click on the menu, and then we go to the about page. Okay, that's the task we want to do today. And so I just scroll up and go all the way to my navigator. And if you see, my navigator is over here. And the first one is profile, and which is should be here, the profile. Okay, and for here, and you might just add something like you copy this one. Let's just copy this one because it's much more simple. You copy this one and just an li class, and I'm going to expand a little bit, and I copy and paste this part. Okay, this part, and make sure there's one li. Li stands for links, so it's a links item. So ul stands for unordered. It's called unordered links, and which means there's no links number like 1 2 3 4 5 or A B C D E, and there's no order. If you use OL, which means order links, but here most likely we use just UL, just unordered links, so we can call it UL. And for its item, and you use the tag called li, is one of the item called links. In order to decorate, and we use the bootstrap class called nav-item, and we decorate these links. And for the link, and they do nav-link. And now here's the point to put the page URL. But the first thing I want to change is the page here. So let's just change to about. Okay, and the URL is I want to go to my about page, this about page. All right, so in my about page, and I just do about page. Okay, you can do about page if you want it to be like saying something like, for example, like if you have a folder here, like for example you have a folder here, like I said, my secret folder, so whatever, just a folder. So inside this folder you can have a small page, a small page. Okay, yeah, I am too small to hide, right? So you have a small page here, and now you can do hyphen, dot and secret, and then now you can say small page. And now don't forget they always use the forward link, like forward link. And what the dot do here is saying it should be the same folder as the page of this page, like of this page. Okay, of this page, that is the dot, and then dot secret small dot HTML. Then I have the about here, and what I'm gonna do is just save it, and I'm gonna try in my local browser. So what I'm going to do is just open a new tab in my new tab, and I'm going to just Control+O to open it, or in you can go to file and just open file, and now you can go all the way to my project. And now I click my index, and now I click open, and now I should have about here. So if you put your little mouse, the cursor on top of it, and at the bottom of your browser, it should show the URL file something to the small .html. If I click it, and it will show I'm too small to hide on this small page. Okay, so I just want you to get the point of how the link works. It's just like you have the anchor, this A anchor, and then you have this one, this attribute called href, I believe is called hyper reference, is equal to a link. So once you want to put the link, it should be dot slash the folder name and the small .html. But what I want is I want to go to about. That's why I just remove all of them. I keep dot slash about. So you will go to my about page instead of my small .html. Okay, so that's why I changed to the about.html. So I can come and save it, and then go back here to my local index.html and just refresh, and now you click about, and it will go to my about page called About George. And of course you have the home page button, and you can click and go back to your home page. Okay, but yeah, and that's all what I want you to do, and just add this a little bit piece of code, and so you can have an about page link, and you go to your about.html and that page, and that's what I want you to add in your navigator. And at the meantime, after you finish, I want you to go to GitHub desktop, and then now you will see something change here. And what you need to do, just like you are going to commit it and you might say something here, say something here. In case you will forget what did you change. You might I just add about page link, and whatever description you put it here, it just help you to remind what did you do. And then now you can just commit the master, and don't forget to, because once you commit, it only commit in your local, and now you have to push the commits to the remote, and so that's how you push it to the origin, and which will push all the way to your GitHub here. And I'm going to show you. I click here, and now I should have index.html, and the code I just changed on here, and it will come all the way to your index.html inside your repository. All right, so that's the thing I want you to do, and once you are complete, and please let me know. So where did you guys put it in the Discord? In which channel? I didn't see it. Questions. Which one? I can't see it. Nope. Oh, okay. The personal chat. All right, so that is okay. Looks nice. Much more better than what I have here. And also, let's see, is Jerry. Yep. Okay. Nice. Curious George. And Lobo Brox. And also good. Okay. All right, so I think we are pretty much about have done with the Bootstrap. So we want to build our own website. So yeah, like I checked Jerry's website like this one, and it can start game or something like this. And obviously this link is working, and that's awesome. And also I checked Michael, and he looks like he's going to design like educational website, and it also looks very beautiful. So yeah, and today we are going to do is like what I want you to do is you are going to obviously to design your own website, like your own web page, and I'm going to support you in you're going to make one you have to make a plan and how's your layout work and how do you arrange for different information in your web page, and you should have some image over there, and you should also make it meaningful to your users and whoever visit your website, and you are going to have a topic like you are going to tell somebody what are you going to do with your website. Like Jerry probably want to tell somebody about the game he like, and then he can have the start game, and probably he can have some link and go to the different game website. And also he might develop his own game, and then he can do with that website. Okay, and I want you guys to think about that. And at the meantime, I'm going to turn on the Discord, and I'm going to also explain to you what I want to do. And also I just go in my Discord, and I have a category for Tuesday, like course Tuesday. In course there's something called if you expand it, and there's a class call, and so I just join the click on the class call, and it has the voice connected. And since I am also the first time to use that, and so I assume once I turn it on, I can hear everybody saying. And then once you are joining the Discord, and we want you to tell me, I want you to tell me what are you going to build, and you probably work on your website for the time, the rest of time. And if, like for example, you want to something from me, and like how to make this or how to make that, and I'm going to help you out. Okay, and yeah, so I want you to join the Discord, and then we can discuss from there. And also the other thing is like we have the let's see, we have another project to make, and which is the local design. Let's see, where did I put it? And probably yeah, the channel was moved here. So yeah, and what we are going to do is like we are going to launch a campaign or something, and we want to design our logo because my logo is ugly, and honestly I didn't design any logo before. Like I tell you what, and here's the logo I have, and basically just some verb, and but I want to have a beautiful logo, but the thing is I don't know how to design a logo. And also I want to have a system like this, have a website, like for example I show you what I mean. So I want to have a website where's my let's see, where's my PowerPoint? So I want to have a project. So what I want is like the first one is they have a welcome page, and now in the welcome page, which is our home page, and in the home page, and the user can click on the button to upload their design, which is upload the image. In upload the image, and then we will assign a number for them, whoever upload their page, the image. And once they have the image upload, and we will have the other user, like the other people, the other students or the parents, they are going to vote for the design, vote for the design. Let's say design, and so they can vote for the design. Okay. Oops. So they can vote for the design, and which is the polling page or voting page. And after they vote, and you can tell them the current result. So whoever get the best result, and we are going to take that design, and of course we will give them the reward, right? Give him or her the reward. So I'm going to pay them like probably $20, something like that, and then we can get the logo, and then we can change our logo in Discord and change our logo in the website, and our website. So yeah, hopefully you know what I mean, and we just want to lay out this project in during the summer. So if you are really good on the programming, or you want to give it a try, and we can you can join us to this this project. And it probably we have some leader to help us, and I'm going to just to be the assistant to help you out and to take a lead on. We will have the project manager to help us to manage this project. Okay, so I'm going to just have a technical support with you and see how we will work on this. And of course, since we need to save our result, right? Once you for example, you vote for it, and it will add one vote for that design, and we need a back end. A back end. What does back end mean? It means there should be some data saving in somewhere, and we call back end. And in the back end, we usually have the database, and I am thinking about to using this service. I may have these two services. I'm still thinking about that. I maybe use this service called Strap API, or I may use this one, Contentful, and these two services. So they will help me to save our result in this service, this website. Okay, but I haven't decided which one would be the best one. And once I decide, and I will post it in the Discord, and you guys, and if you join our development for that project, and I'm going to explain to you guys and what's the difference between them and how to use that. And also, yeah, but for us, because we want to build our own website and also put it in your GitHub and show it in your homepage, and that's the project we are going to do for the intermediate level, and it's for your JavaScript part. And at the meantime, for the CCC competition, and if you are working on that, you should focus on the CCC competition. And also, if you have any question, and you can go to Discord, and you can ask a few people here, and we have a very good resources in the Discord. Like for example, you can call Aaron. You can bother. You probably just ask me first because he's a good guy. And also there's this guy, a Chinese guy. And also there's a few people, but I don't know his name. But you just let me know if you need help, and probably we will have one more category to showing Q&A, so we can do like we will have the Q&A session here, and if once you have a problem, I can help you out with the Discord. Okay. Also, you can, if you really need to contact me, you can go send me an email at help@dataarea.ca, which is the other way you can looking for help. Okay. And now what I want you to do, you just go back to your website, and this website, and I'm going to turn on my Discord, and if you have any question, please let me know. Okay. All right, so seems everybody just very quiet. So you are asking what is CCC? Is that your question?
Hello.
Yes, I'm speaking.
I don't know how to do 20. Okay, I made my nickname my real name, so you know who I am. Don't change my. Yeah, I know. Player 1. Yeah. Don't change my.
Yep.
I don't know 19 J3. I don't know how to do that.
All right, so yeah, I mute my Discord, and I also turn on my Zoom. And if you really need my help, you can go to Zoom or Discord. Either way would work. Okay. And
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that your question? Yes. Okay, so in the Discord, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 person here. So I think you guys are all in the Discord, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I didn't see Son here. Son is not here, I guess. All right. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys need my help and I can do let you know. Do you guys have any question how to build your own website? Like I want you to do the demo next week. Like
This Tuesday, George, I have a question.
yes.
So like if you go onto my website, how do you like make the container like custom size?
Let me go to your website first. That's your website, right? So, I'm gonna share it from the Discord.
Wait, so are we doing a logo or are we creating a poll? I'm pretty sure we're creating a poll. Like, no, I mean creating a logo, but people are gonna vote on it. So, like, we can mess it up.
No, for your own website, and you can do whatever you want. Can you guys see my screen from the Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like what I'm saying, for your own website, you don't have to do the upload the logo design website. That is for our summer project. It will take time. So for yourself, what you need to do is just like you design your own website by using the Twitter Bootstrap, and you also put it into your GitHub homepage, and that's what I want you to do. Okay, but it should be have a topic, and you have some link, and it's have some image, so we know, or you can have some introduction about yourself. So yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, but I don't know how to make the container. Like, you know, the div container thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how do you make that like also fit on the phone?
Let me see. Wait a second. Okay, so I go to your website. So for example, you have this container, right? So what you mean is like you want to make it smaller or you want to make it bigger?
The like hello world gray box like bigger.
So you want to make it bigger, like all the way the full page?
No, like the container just be like a tiny margin.
Oh, you mean a smaller one looks like this big? This big? Or you have the let me do one thing. For example, in my page, and I'm going to have the like something called div, right? And now you have the let me just turn off my Zoom. I don't need it. No one joined. And so obviously you have the div here, right? So what you need to do, you can do a class, like we give it a class called small box, something like that, whatever name you want. And in your style sheet, like in here, you usually put a style tag. Okay, and in here you, for the class, you have to put the dot and small chat, and then you have the brace. Now inside here, you just mention width, like 50 pixel or high 50 pixel, and of course you might put the background on that, so let's say just blue. All right, just saying blue, and now you save it and you go to my local things here. Let's see. So then you can make a small block. Can you see the small block? You know what I mean? This one. So you have to put the size for it, like the width and the height.
So we work on our own websites right now? Or do we need the logos?
No, you have to work on your local project, like the one that you already have it here, and you can use your GitHub, like this GitHub. And once you change, you commit and push. First you commit, and then you push, and after you push, it should be show up in your here in this web, your home page, and then you can send me the home page, and I can take a look on your home page. Okay. 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 So you missed the last week class, right? So you in last week we do a few things. So I'm going to walk you through, and then you have to follow what I said. Okay. So what we did is, like, we go to the GitHub. And did you sign up the GitHub? You have your own account, right? So if you have your GitHub account, and you should find a plus over here, right? And then did you have your repository like what I have here, like your username.github.io? Do you have that one?
Yeah.
You already have it? And then if you have this one, and you probably click on this one, and now you go to your browser here, and you click here, and you copy it and send it to me in the Discord, so I can know your repository, what's the things inside your repository. Okay.
Oh, by the way, if you refresh the website, the other pages should work.
If you refresh your page, the website should work, because it would keep exactly what you have in your local page, like your local project. All right, did you send me that one? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Where can I find it? Did you send it through Discord or through?
sent it in question.
ISA. Where can I find?
What?
Where can I find your repository? I'm sorry.
Do I do new report?
Did I mute it? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so where did player one should send me something about his repository, right? So where's it?
Do I do new report?
And Michael, do you know where's the repository?
I do new report or I think he said it was in question. Yeah.
In question?
Yeah, the questions. Well, github.com/
this one.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, got it. So I may just copy and paste here. Okay. So, all right. So you didn't have any repository so far?
No.
And what I want you to do, just go to your GitHub, and you should have a plus over here, right?
Yeah.
You click on the plus, and then you find this button called New Repository, right? So you click on it, and now you should have the username on this side, on this box, and the repository name, it have to be your username. Like here, my username is George Zhang, so you put your username. Like I have George Zhang dot github.io. Okay, so you have your username dot github.io. You put the repository name here, right? And then make sure you have the public, and you can choose click on this one called initial this repository with readme. Okay, you can have this one. And now, and this green button should be able to click on the create. So you click create, and now you should have a new repository. Okay, so once you're done, I should be able to see it here.
Done.
Yeah, so you have the repository over here, and what you need to do here is, let's just change this file. So what you need to do is just click on this file, right? And the readme.md, you click on that. Click, like for example, you go to here, readme.md. You see it? Did you find this one? The readme.md?
Yeah.
And now what you need to do is just like you click on this file, and you find a button on the here. It's called edit file. You click this one. Okay. After
this file.
Okay. And now inside here, the edit file, can you add something here? Just change. You have the pound key, pound sign, and now what you need to do is saying, this is my website, for example, whatever you want. Okay, just some text. So I am going to work on that.
Well, I'm gonna write this as
Okay. So after you change, you just go over here to click on the there's a green button to commit it. Okay. And after, yeah.
Okay.
So after you commit, you come back here and your readme.md should be changed, whatever you just changed. So let me refresh and see if you change or not. See, you already changed. This is my website, right? So you got the point how to change and commit the file in the website, right? Okay. And now, what I want you to do is like you got to download a GitHub desktop. Do you have this software called GitHub desktop? No,
Yeah.
right? Yes or no? You have the GitHub desktop?
I don't have.
Okay, if you don't have it, and you just go Google how to find it. GitHub desktop download. Okay, you just type this one, GitHub desktop download, and you hit enter, and the first one should be GitHub desktop, and you click on here, and there's a purple button to download for your machine, PC or Windows or Mac. And once you download and install the one, and log in with your GitHub account, and you should see something like what I have in here. Okay, so I give you a few minutes. You are going to work on that, right? So let me see. Anyone have any other questions, like except prayer 1?
Can we make a custom 404 page? Because there's a way GitHub tells you to.
I don't get it, Michael. So a custom,
like, you know how if you insert a URL that doesn't exist, it says like 404, like this page does not exist.
I am.
Oh yeah, that's because you have to have one file named index.html. I had the same problem.
Oh, like the pages work, but like if the person looking at your website does a wrong URL, like I don't know, maybe types like index without an X, and then it takes you to a 404 page.
I'm sorry. I don't think it will be able to do it here in like for example, if you have one IO1, and it won't go to your 404, right? Unless they will go to IO like hello 1.html, then you want it to go to 404, but GitHub already handled that, called GitHub 404 for you. And let me see, the site configured at this address does not contain this requested file. If this is your site, make sure the file name case match the URL.
It does allow you to like design your own 404 page though.
No, I don't think in this way they will allow you to do that. So yeah, for the GitHub, and then for this moment, since you are using the what I said is using the GitHub to hold the file, I don't think they want you to do the 404 right now. Okay, so if you are doing that, and we have to use the other way to hold the website, like not the GitHub. .io. So let me Google it. I have no idea. GitHub.io.
There's a URL
for page. So it looks like there's a way to create a custom for error page, but I haven't created yet. See, if you have time, you can follow this. Yeah, you can create a 404, creating a custom 404 page for your GitHub page site. Okay, Michael?
Okay.
Yeah. So you want this one? I just give it back to you. And in a question. Okay. So yeah, that's the way to create a 404 page. And also let you guys know Andy, she is from UFA. So I'm going to set her as and she also good at computer stuff. If you guys have any question, you can also refer to her if she have time. Okay, she is a UFA student in computer science. Yeah, I think that's the way to create a 404. All right, so yeah, I think that's it for today. And I will stay here if you still have any question, and I'm more happy to help you. All right. So yeah, if you still have any question about what kind of website you need to create, or you have any technical problem, like for example, you need style like this way or that way, and the first thing is you need to go to the Bootstrap, right? Bootstrap, Twitter Bootstrap, and we are using the Bootstrap 4, right? Yeah. So we are using the Bootstrap 4.5, and now yeah, you guys can find all the component, like all the components. Let's see. Go to document, and you can find all the layout, how to do the layout, and then you can do the components. And like for example, you want a car, blur, badge, buttons, drop downs, and leak screw, popovers, forms, whatever like this, and I'm going to help you out. I progress. So, but of course you can just copy and paste and put it into your web page and see how it works, and then you will figure out how to use like this kind of thing, like spinning things, something like this. All right, so yeah, next week I want you guys to show me your website. If you have any question, please leave it on the in the Discord, or you can just ping me through the Discord, or leave it in the questions, and I will check the question. And you have to add me, like add George, so something like this. Otherwise I won't be able to know you are talking to me. Okay, that's the way you can get the attention from me. And also yeah, if you have any problem during your building your website, and just let me know. Okay, if I have time, I'm going to help you. And that's it for today, and thank you for coming to our class.
Also, what is the criteria for?
I am sorry, you
What
don't.
is the criteria for?
The criteria for the website, for your website? It's just like randomly whatever you want. Just be your creative. Yeah, just be the way of your creative way. You just need to put any text, any image, or any whatever you want to put it in your own website. It's your own. Okay. So did you finish the download the desktop player one? So after you log in, did you find the current repository is become your one, the one like your name .github.io, something like this? So yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and could you share your screen and let me see what you got? Okay.